The expert believes that as the US travel ban is no longer in place, it cannot be used as an excuse by the Duke and Duchess for not visiting the Queen. Following a recent announcement, the US will lift its travel ban on the UK from the start of November. This means that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who are both based in California at present, can visit the Queen in England. Again. Harry, 37, and Meghan, 40, have not returned to visit the Queen at any point together since they had made the journey over to America for a new life. However, speaking to The Sun, royal expert Adam Helliker believes that a return from Meghan and Harry together is imperative for family unity. Mr. Helliker believes that if Prince Harry and Ms. Markle were to return home, the trip would be a private family visit and very low-key. During this visit, Mr. Helliker believes that the couple would only visit key royals, including Prince Charles, Camilla, and Prince William. Mr. Helliker told The Sun, "I think it's imperative for family unity that the whole family comes over because, to put it bluntly, the Queen is getting older and these won't arrive too often again. I think Harry will feel particularly guilty if she doesn't see the great-grandchildren she's not seen much of or the great-granddaughter she's not seen at all. I think if they're going to try to patch things up, and we all hope they will work to increase what remains of the unity between them and the family, then I think it's paramount that they start planning a trip for maybe early December. I doubt obviously they want to be restricted by spending any Christmases at Sandringham, but maybe a mid-December pre-Christmas trip to say hello to the family." For Harry, those family ties until he was encouraged by her to break them were really important. The family member in question was alleged to have asked what color their unborn son Archie would be, as well as what that would mean or look like. Speculation has been rife that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been planning to return to the UK to ensure that their son Archie is christened. However, Mr. Helliker does not think this is likely to occur. Mr. Helliker added, "They seem to have very fixed views about the privacy of family occasions. I think having the christening in the UK will be putting too much pressure on them. And I think Meghan will be putting her foot down and say no, we don't want an international circus." Members of the royal family have had long links with hundreds of charities, professional bodies and organizations, as well as associations with the military. However, over recent months, there has been a crisis around patronages at the palace. This has been sparked by Meghan and Harry's departure from the firm, Prince Andrew withdrawing from royal life, and the death of Prince Philip. However, at 95, the Queen still holds hundreds of royal roles and has never once complained about her workload. Now, in what could be seen as a subtle dig to the Sussexes, Buckingham Palace has celebrated the work of Britain's longest reigning monarch. The palace tweeted, "Did you know the Queen is patron of over 500 organizations and charities? Among them are a number of musical institutions including at London Symphony, at Royal Choral and the Pembroke Society, which encourages the study of the classical music of the bagpipe." They highlighted the work of Help Musicians UK, in which the Queen is the charity's patron. They added, "Her Majesty the Queen, the charity TMS patron, has long supported musical institutions and has regularly attended events in support of musicians throughout her reign." Meghan and Harry's departure from the firm means their patronages will eventually have to be handed out to other working members of the royal family or fall out of use entirely. Following Prince Philip's death in April, his patronages will now need to be redistributed or disappear. Back in February, Meghan and Harry had their official patronages removed for good after they announced they would not return as official working royals. The royal family issued a statement, saying, "The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have confirmed to Her Majesty the Queen that they will not be returning as working members of the royal family." Following conversations with the Duke, the Queen has written confirming that in stepping away from the work of the royal family it is not possible to continue with the responsibilities and duties that come with a life of public service. The honorary military appointments and royal patronages held by the Duke and Duchess will therefore be returned to Her Majesty, before being redistributed among working members of the royal family. While all are saddened by their decision, the Duke and Duchess remain much loved members of the family. A new retelling of Princess Diana's life is to be released on Netflix in October. Netflix announced on Twitter it will release Diana, the musical, on October 1st. The show was meant to hit New York's Broadway stage in March 2020, but its launch had to be put on hold due to the coronavirus pandemic. Now it is expected to debut live in early November 2021, a few weeks after the release of its film theater performance on the US streaming giant. News of the Netflix release was shared by the official Twitter account Netflix Film earlier this week when it listed a series of upcoming shows on the on-demand platform. Royal editor Robert Jobson and GB News presenter Nigel Farage both cast doubts on the Sussexes over the contradictions in their Oprah Winfrey interview, with Mr. Farage taking a strong dislike to the interview being so close to Prince Philip being in hospital. Mr. Jobson took particular offense to the suggestion the royal family were racist amid claims there were concerned conversations about baby Archie's skin color. The pair did not hold back in their condemnation of the Sussexes, as Mr. Farage said the couple were able to exploit the situation by getting their story out first before the royal family could respond. Mr. Jobson explained, "I'm getting a feeling when I'm doing a lot of work in America they genuinely believe some of this racist bunkum." Mr. Farage agreed and said the Sussexes had a mover advantage as they could get their story out first without the royals being able to respond. Prince William was furious family matters were disclosed in public, a new book claims. In an updated version of Finding Freedom, authors reveal Prince William was reportedly furious family matters trademark were aired in public. The unofficial biography of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex was originally released in 2020. In the new epilogue, the authors Omid Scobie and Carolyn Durand say sources told them William was understood to be furious that private family matters were discussed in public in the interview with Oprah. During the interview, Meghan made claims someone within the royal family had asked what skin color Archie would have. Kate and William will often be seen holding the children TMS hands or picking them up for a cuddle. Previously, affection towards children would have been frowned upon within the royal family. According to one expert, protocol within the family could be evolving and softening. Speaking to Express.co.uk, Danielle Haig, principal psychologist from DH Consulting, said, "The overt affection that William and Kate show towards their children is most definitely unusual for the British royal family. But my, how wonderful it is to see." As a psychologist, it is well known that children need to feel affection, love and safety from their parents to truly thrive and be happy in life. To be kept at an arm TMS length and not shown affection as a child, can have all sorts of negative impacts on a child psychologically and emotionally. Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle's possible Netflix collaboration is stretching the imagination, a royal biographer has claimed. Stuart Pearce, author of Diana, The Voice of Change, spoke to US Weekly about Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle TMS current relationship. However, when asked by US Weekly correspondent Joe Drake about possible rumors of Meghan and Kate working on a Netflix documentary, Mr. Pearce said the roles of the pair do not correspond. He said, "I think it TMS stretching the imagination. What TMS happening is we are seeing they both have very clearly defined roles, they do not correspond. Now what I mean by that, I don't TMT mean as women within the family. I don't TMT mean as the wives of these two extraordinary princes. I TMM talking about the statement they are making individually as women, but Kate has her own specific role, which is very different from the way Meghan has her own specific role, that TMS what I said with it." Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, stunned fans with her new portrait posted by her reading room. On Sunday, Camilla's, 74, reading room released an image of the royal reading in the gardens at Highgrove House. Inspired by the popularity of her reading lists shared during the beginning of the pandemic, Camilla launched her reading room to share book recommendations with fans. "My idea of perfection is sitting in a garden on a lovely evening with a book HRH the Duchess of Cornwall," the image was captioned.